I'm Joseph Brooks, and this is Lawyer in the Kitchen. Welcome to Lawyer in the Kitchen. Today we're going to make a cioppino, which is an Italian fish stew with seafood as well. And originally this dish was called a caciucco, which is the fully Italian version. This version is an American Italian version, and it's a little bit different. And it started in San Francisco. Now, for the proteins, we're going to use flounder, shrimp, scallops, clams, and mussels. And then along with this, and it doesn't have a lot of things, but the base is going to be diced tomatoes, tomato paste, garlic, onions, shallots, and a fennel bulb, which we're going to slice very thinly and cook. And then really the only other thing is we're going to have bay leaves and just a few of those, and some red pepper flakes, about 3/4 of a teaspoon, depending on your taste, and of course butter, salt, pepper. We're going to cook the juice, the main juice in this. Instead of fish stock, I'm going to use clam juice, and I'm going to use 3 of these because I actually like this better than fish stock. I think it has a more sea taste to it, which is really what I'm looking for in getting in this. And then, of course, we're going to use white wine to cook all of the seafood in, and then we'll cook that separately as well, so we have complete control over the temperature. Which, with the scallops, of course, the shrimp, and well, really all of it, you want to have complete control of that. Probably use some onions, maybe some chives. We'll see how it works, and of course some butter. This recipe calls for thinly sliced fennel bulb, which I've cleaned up and is ready to use on the mandolin. I'm going to slice it thinly. One of the good things about this one here is that you can adjust the thickness of the cut, which is kind of interesting. Just by rotating this knob in the back, it pushes this plate up, so you can get it very thin. Now, the one thing about mandolins is, and I have cut myself on these things, and they cut fast and quick. I mean, so be careful. They even make gloves for these things. Either quit when you're very close to being done, when you're running out of vegetable, like right now, it's time to be careful. We've got everything chopped up. We've got our fennel bulb, onions, shallots, garlic. We're ready to start cooking. So what we're going to do, about 3 tablespoons of olive oil. I like the look, that's nice. We'll get that nice and warm. And then we're going to put in our fennel bulb. And then the onion. And the shallots. And a little bit of salt. We're going to save that garlic till a little bit later, till we add the juices in there. And then this is going to cook after this. This is going to cook about 10 minutes. So we add the salt. This is one of the times you don't need to actually heat the oil to shimmering, because we're not trying to brown this. We're just trying to cook this until it's translucent. So it's been about 10 minutes. If you look at this, this is about where we want it. We don't really care about browning it. We just want it to start to turn translucent. Kind of like a bathroom window, you know. You don't need to really see through it completely, but you know, you want to stop things. Anyhow, now we're going to put the red pepper flakes and the garlic and cook this for about 2 minutes. What we're going to do now is put the paste in, and I'd say about half a can. That's about right. We're going to stir that around. This is going to change the character of this completely. Now we're going to put in, instead of fish stock, as I said, we're going to put in 3 bottles. This is 8 fluid ounces, so we're going to put a total of 3. That's 24. That's pretty good for math for a lawyer, honestly. So that's good. Make sure you get all the stuff on the bottom of this. So stir them around before you put them in, because you want all that flavor in there, and that is tons of flavor right there. And this is why you go back and look at your list, your ingredients, because I forgot bay leaves. And listen, this is critical. I mean, a lot of people don't realize that. They have, if, you know, there's just, if you have a big canister of them like this, you smell them, they're fantastic. Now, it doesn't call for that many. Actually, the recipe calls for one. And it's like the garlic. If it calls for 4 cloves of garlic, it's a head of garlic. So I like to put 4 or 5, maybe 6 of those in there. And that's part of it as well. So we've actually cooked the stock for about 40 minutes. And I want you to look at this because this is nice, okay? This is thickened up. The bay leaves are all consumed with the liquid. This is nice. And if you look over here, we got our wine and butter. I'm going to put I'm going to put these mollusks, how about that? No, we're going to put the, what do you call these things? These are black. No, mussels and clams. We got that down. Anyhow, we're going to put those in here. We're going to put the lid on. We're going to steam those. We're going to add a little bit of this. We've got wine in there. I'm going to put a little more wine just to make sure it's nice. And then we've got a lid. This is the flounder that I've cut up into smaller pieces. This can actually go into the stock now. And this is barely warm now. This is no longer cooking. This is just staying warm. That'll give this chance, or that'll give a chance for the fish to cook just plenty. And everything else will be just right. We'll put that in as we go. Shrimp are, of course, last. They take like 2 minutes to cook. So we really want to put them when we're just about ready to serve. We've also got some rice going. That'll be done in about 10 minutes. Okay, now we are going to have a look at these clams and mussels. And let's see if we got, look at that. That's all cooked in wine, butter, and green onions. And now we're not gonna put those in yet. We're getting ready to though. We're gonna go ahead and, these are bay scallops. We're gonna put those in. They don't take not very long at all to cook those. The fish is already cooked. We're gonna turn this up just a little bit, just a little. So that'll cook. We're going to add these with the wine. That looks good. And then the last thing we're going to do is our shrimp. Our rice is done right now. Let's check that, see how that's doing.
And where do we find the recipe for the rice?
Lawyer in the Kitchen, under Teddy's Chop Suey Rice. You can't mess this up. And the last thing that we're going to put in here is our shrimp. We're going to go ahead and let that get over the shrimp, get all that mixed up. He's trying to climb out. Did you see that? He tried to climb out, but we got him. We got them. Clams to go.
Oh, that was bad.
Clams to go? That was bad? It wasn't bad. It was awful. All right. As soon, we may put the cover on this. It won't be long until that shrimp is done. And there's this dish. We've roasted some bread, broiled it, and this is our dish. And I'm going to have Sharon take a taste and see what she thinks of this. Got a little bit of rice in the bottom, of course. All right, Miss Gaines, try that and tell us how that is. Is that good or not? Thank you. See you all next time on Lawyer in the Kitchen. Enjoy this Cioppino recipe. It's really easy to make.